Let's fix that, shall we? Where is that coming from? It's all good. That's all good. That's fuel. This hose here is all good. I think we'll just make sure all these hoses and clamps are done up tightly and then see if anything's loose. So my big concern here is that, as GH in the comments just pointed out, that some of the vacuum pipes that go into the charge pipe down here are loose, or maybe I haven't pushed it in far enough. And that's a worry because you have absolutely zero access. They sit right on the back and they come out around the back at the top here. So I'd have to take off the radiator, take the coolant out again, jiggle some stuff around. I'm not sure, maybe even take the throttle body off. One big faff, in other words. So I'm hoping that the noise is just coming from this intercooler. Maybe it's just not sealing properly, and just cleaning it up now and then making sure that the seals, these rubber seals here that sit on the edges, hopefully they just weren't seated very well, and that will fix my problem. I mean, it probably won't, will it? Come on, get on there. Why aren't you getting on? So unnecessarily fiddly. Just slot in there nicely for me, thank you. Go on. Yep, go on, out. Oh, okay. I'm just going to give it another start, see what happens. Hopefully that fixed it. I do not remain hopeful. We shall very quickly see. I think I fixed it. I fixed it. It must have been the intercooler seals that weren't seated properly or tightened down properly or something. Yes! Right, so shout out to everyone who said that I've probably got an air leak. Okay, and that, ladies and gentlemen, is a fully put back together engine. Okay, so now what I want to deal with is this wheel carrier. This wheel carrier needs to come off. I'm replacing it with a new to this car second-hand item. I think I'm going to use the old screwdriver trick. Now I know that my problem was obviously the discs not being connected to the drive shaft. I can stick a screwdriver into the vents on the discs and then I can crank this axle nut off. And then I'm hoping that it's actually going to be, you know, relatively easy. It doesn't look too bad around here. I mean, like I've said before, I think these shocks have been replaced because these are Bilstein B4s. So they're OE replacements, but if these have been replaced, then at some point this has been off. So I'm not looking at like 16 years worth of corrosion and gunk binding these together. And then once the wheel carrier is off, I'll take the shocks out as well because I need to replace the top mounts.
Now we just tap the axle out from the hub. This should just take a few light taps.
Lovely. Right, let's take this sensor out. Let's not forget that before I start bashing away on this. Come on.
Basically, just in between here and the knuckle.
Okay, forget it. I'll come back to that in a minute. Wait, I've just remembered something. I bought these a little while back, and these get in behind and they actually split the wheel carrier. So they prise it apart to make this part easier. And so a quick reminder of why I'm taking this steering knuckle off. So this is the one that I've just removed. You should be able to see here where the pinch bolt, the bit that holds the pinch bolt, is just broken. That's just completely snapped off in there. And so what the previous, well, one of the previous owners had done, or gotten someone to do, was to then fix this bolt through there like that, and you can see how little metal there is on that edge. There's almost nothing there. Fit that on there, and then a nut to pinch this around the shock. But this right here is the replacement item that I've bought, and you can see what it's actually supposed to look like, where you've got a proper, you know, a proper piece of metal in there. But this is the bolt that I just took off the car now, and you can see quite how small this bolt is compared to what it should be. Way too small. So that was all that was really holding that on. They just done it up not even that tight, to be honest with you. That's why I'm replacing that. And also this bolt was fouling on the subframe when you turn the wheel, so this job had to get done. Now I'm just going to drop the strut out. So I don't know if that's supposed to do that, but that moves around a lot. And if you look in there, it looks as though right on that crease, you can see that. Looks like it's starting to crack. Right, so I was just taking a bit of a break and a thought occurred to me. I have never checked to see if the driver's side steering knuckle suffers from the same problem. And what would you know it? This steering knuckle is also broken. And this has got a bolt and a nut on it. Oh no. So now this one never actually fouled the subframe. This one was always okay. On the other side, this subframe upright part had a massive hole in the back where it corroded. So my hypothesis was that this part had actually deformed slightly. So it was a combination of this bolt coming to meet the leg and the leg coming to meet the bolt. On this side, that was never the issue because this was always intact. But the steering knuckle is also broke on this side, and you can see they've done the same bodge. Look, that bolt doesn't go all the way up to the hole. There's a gap right there where my finger is. So that's a little bit annoying because I was going to do the top mount on this side today as well, because I've got two top mounts. So what I have just done is I've just bought a new wheel carrier for the front right. I say new, second hand off eBay, 50 quid, that is intact. So I mean, I probably didn't need to do it. I do just want to do everything properly. That top mount was nowhere near as bad as this one, so I'm still going to continue doing this. And then what I'll do is I'm going to put it through an MOT. I'm pretty sure we'll get through an MOT just with the one side done. It should be absolutely fine. And then when it's had its MOT and that steering knuckle turns up, then I'll do the whole other side and the top mount as well. There's just no point doing a top mount now, is there? Just do it again in a few days' time. But it is really nice to know that this car's going to be, you know, really well sorted out by the time I'm done with it. And now this is the part that everybody always tells you is absolutely guaranteed, 100% assured death. I mean, where are you supposed to put them? These are very short springs I've got on this car. Are these standard? Or are these lowered springs? You can only really get two little rungs. suppose that's okay though, isn't it? Is that okay? Okay, well that's as far as they go. I can't get them on any other rungs, so they don't tighten up anymore. Is that going to be enough? I suppose if I just aim it that way, if it does ping off anywhere, it's just going to... Huh, there we go. And what, does that just come off? Huh. Well, that wasn't too bad. I don't know what all the fuss is about, to be honest with you. That was easy. Right, so here's the top mount that I've just removed, and here's the new top mount that's about to go on. So you can see they are kind of a different shape. This new one is a Febby Bilstein item. Like this dips down more in there, you can see, but I think actually overall the dimensions are the same. Like it still has the same result in the end, but you can see where this one's just all cracked and getting a bit gammy, and you can see that the bearing itself was, I mean, I'm turning that now and I can feel that it's not quite right. It feels a bit gammy. It feels like there's almost like stones in there. Whereas this one, this brand new one, that's lovely, look. And actually I suppose you can see this has got the grease is just pouring out of this, whereas this is all nice and sealed up. So let's get these on. And another thing as well was that I took this plate off. Is this standard or is this an aftermarket reinforcement plate? I think it might be aftermarket. I think that is on. And then the proper bolt. Just cleaning all these clips so that when the MOT inspector takes a look underneath, he's going to think this is new. So I suppose now then really I can just start actually assembling all the suspension, like properly. Hello mate, you alright?
Yeah, good.
Yeah, good.
How do you have a transformation?
It's always the most innocuous little things, isn't it, that give you the biggest hold-ups. Like, why aren't these bolts going in? Just get in there, please. I do not want to go in. I think the ball joint just needs to get lined up properly with a persuader. Okay, that's lined up. Surely just go in now, yeah? What? Why? Why are you doing this? Oh. Oh no. This is the strangest little issue. This one bolt won't go in. Go on, get in there. I don't know what's going on here, but this bolt just won't bite on the thread. It just won't go in at all. I've had a look up there. I mean, I've inspected the threads. I've tried to clean them out with a pick. There doesn't seem to be anything wrong at all. This bolt looks absolutely fine to me. The other one went in there just fine, but this one just does not want to bite. I cannot for the life of me get it in there. Nothing wants to. It's so bizarre. I don't know what to. Nothing looks damaged at all. There's nothing blocking it. Everything's lined up. You can't misalign these things really because of the way they fit. What? Oh, I'm just going to take the bolt out the other side so I know that fits in there 100%, and then try it on this side, and then we'll narrow it down, won't we, to the carrier or to the bolt. Oh no, it looks like the carrier. So potentially the carrier, this new carrier, well, this replacement carrier that I've bought isn't actually all that, and that this thread might be damaged, because this bolt does not want to go in there, and it goes in the other side just fine, and the other bolt goes in the other hole. So I know it's not the bolt. Oh, this is the danger, isn't it, with second-hand parts. Oh, come on, this was supposed to be the easy bit. I don't know, I think what I'm going to have to do is, I don't know, I might just have to try and repair the thread. That's all I can think of doing, to be honest with you. I'm so close to getting this car on the ground, and then right at the last minute, this happens. Okay, unexpected twist to this story. It just randomly went back on. I just offered the bolt up just one more time, oh, I'll just try it, just try it one more time. Put it up, screwed it in. Absolutely fine. I've literally wasted about an hour trying to get this bolt in, and then all of a sudden it just went, yeah, okay, fair enough, I'll go in. How does that happen? I don't know. Right, carry on. And then, oh no, this nut has corroded onto the tie rod end. Ow. Okay. Try and get this off without spinning. Oh, I mean, if in doubt, use some mole grips, right? Yes. Nice new nut. I always do that. I always put this back on before the disc. That goes somewhere. Well, you know what? It's such glorious weather after everything we've been having recently. The weather is really perked up. Oh, sorry. Did you think I'll be wearing a different colour? I'm sorry, what? Yeah.